the integration of NTD Control and how to promote efficiency. So I'm actually a program manager in the Francophone and Portuguese speaking countries. This is a general overview from everybody as well. So as Alan mentioned, we started in 2003 with funding from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. This funding was to launch the national schistosomiasis and STH programs in 6 countries. And these were vertical control programs, which means we focus solely on schisto and STH only. And then in 2007, SCI was awarded a grant from USAID to integrate the national schisto and STH programs with other NTDs, which were lymphatic filariasis and trachoma and onchocerciasis. So this is a different approach where we'd gone from the vertical to the integration. In 2010, the USAID funding came to an end, and we had additional funding from DFID. And this was going back to supporting the national schistosomiasis and STH control programs. But the focus now is more on coordination with other NTD programs, which were already functioning in the various countries. So why are we looking at integration? So funding for NTDs is not enormous, so donors are very keen to promote cost efficiency and sustainable ways to achieve our goals. NTDs commonly occur in similar areas, and they generally use the same strategy of mass drug administration. So it's quite logical to actually coordinate the mass drug administration for these NTDs, and combined delivery could therefore minimize costs and also increase our coverage. So integration has quite a variety of definitions. Typically for NTDs, for integration we talk about umbrella NTD treatment programs, so combining different NTD MDAs together. There's also piggybacking NTD control onto community-based delivery systems, or giving multiple drugs at the same time, or integrating with other sectors such as water and sanitation. So I'm going to talk about all these different types of integration. So the umbrella, which is the coordinated NTD program. So typically, SCI provides financial and technical support to the country. We either go through an NGO or the Ministry of Health, who coordinate and finance an integrated NTD control program. Under that, in some countries where there is integration or coordination, then you'll have an NTD task force, which is essentially consists of a focal point, all the vertical NTD programs, NGO representatives that are already working in the countries, and WHO and Ministry of Education and Ministry of Health representatives. So the NGO or the Ministry of Health that we directly support financially and technically will provide the financial support to the independent programs, and then the task force will provide technical support. So we have an integration of training, sensitization, production of IEC material, education materials, drug storage, drug delivery to the districts. But currently, all the different MDAs for the different disease programs are carried out independently. So this is an example of the integrated umbrella program. So you have 3 different tranches or routes of treatment. They can either go through mobile clinics and community health workers, such as mother-to-child health days, and this will be having the tagging albendazole and deworming treatment onto vaccinations. This is generally for pregnant women and young children under 5. We then have treatment through schools via the teachers. This is typically a strategy that we use for schistosomiasis. Or we can go through community drug distributors. So this is community treatment, which is typically for trachoma, LF, onco, and then also for schisto, where we've got prevalence of over 50%. So So what are the challenges and the benefits? The benefits are obviously that it's cost efficient, it's time efficient, and we can potentially increase the coverage if we're able to channel more resources into sensitization, and people are more likely to come for one day of treatment rather than several rounds of treatment. It also facilitates donor reporting, where the countries are able to compile it in a single report. What are the challenges? When we first started with the integrated NTD program in 2007, we typically worked with the schisto programs, and then we went to the government, so we said, okay, now we're having a combined LF, trachoma and schisto integrated NTD program. And there was a power struggle between all the independent vertical programs, because LF had always done their own thing, trachoma had always done their own thing, and they were a bit reluctant to actually combine their resources and their finances more than anything. The combined education messages can be confusing. It's very important that they're well developed. Suddenly they've gone from a one disease message to having several diseases on a poster or a radio campaign, and it's very hard to, it's important that you have to explain to the populations very clearly about the different diseases, otherwise it can become a bit of a mixed message. There are complications when diseases start to become eliminated. So an example from Niger is typically after 5 rounds of LF treatment, there's a potential to stop treatment, and in Niger they were able to stop treatment in certain areas, and there were areas which were not schistoendemic, so these areas were not treated for soil transmitted helminths at all, because they normally fall under the LF treatment or they fall under the schisto treatment. So it can actually start getting complicated when you start knocking out different diseases and then ones start being really truly neglected and not being treated. The quality of care can be affected. There's a worry of treatment saturation, of having too many drugs at the same time. It's increased workload. Typically in the communities, we go through community drug distributors. They're people who are picked by their villagers and by the chief or from the community. They're not particularly well paid, and they've gone from being paid to deliver one drug to suddenly having to deliver 5 drugs, and it's an increased workload that sometimes they're reluctant to do. And then there's worry of reduced financial allocation to NTDs. If we start integrating all the NTDs together, the governments will allocate less resources to NTDs when you've got 5 programs squashed into one. So the next step of integration is triple drug administration. This is quite a new concept. It doesn't mean putting everything into one tablet. It means having all the tablets provided in one simultaneous go. So typically when I talk about the umbrella NTD program, you have 1 week of LF treatment, a week's holiday, a week treatment with praziquantel, a week's holiday, and a week's treatment for trachoma. So triple administration has actually been tested in a couple of countries, but of the SCI countries, Mozambique is currently carrying out a triple drug administration, where they're providing ivermectin, albendazole, and praziquantel all at the same time. So the benefits of this is several studies have shown that this triple drug administration has been safe. It has actually stimulated further studies to look at other different possible combinations, and obviously it's a significant cost efficiency in doing 2 programs truly integrated at the same time. The challenges are that the different treatment strategies, so LF is a community-wide treatment and schisto can be school-based. It depends on prior MDA history. You cannot do triple drug administration where there has previously been no LF treatment. So there has to be a history of LF treatment. It's not currently endorsed by the WHO, so there are lots of countries that are reluctant to do this and roll it out without an official document from the WHO backing it. And there can be delays as well. So similar to the umbrella program, we had issues in the past with the zithromax is late to arrive, and that put a delay on the rest of the MDAs because they're delivering all the drugs to one area. community-based integration. So this is actually piggybacking the NTD treatment onto current community programs. So this could be mother-to-child health days, which is what they do in Burundi, deworming through school feeding programs, which is what PCD do, or through bed net distribution programs. And actually a new strategy that we have at the moment is Tom's Shoes. So they've given a big donation to Ethiopia and to Mozambique, which is good for actually combining two strategies together and actually incentivizing communities to come and take the drugs because they get something a bit extra other than just taking pills. So the challenges and the benefits obviously potentially increasing the treatment coverage, particularly with vaccination programs. Vaccination programs tend to be prioritised by ministries of health. So if the NTD program have allocated the first 2 weeks of March for their NTD campaign, and then the vaccination program decides at the last minute that they are going to do their polio campaign as part of the Mother-to-Child Health Days, all other campaigns get bumped off the agenda and then NTDs have to reschedule. So it actually helps with prioritising NTDs into the Ministry of Health campaign calendar. It's obviously cost effective. The challenges are the reluctance. We've had reluctance from initially in Niger and Burkina Faso. We tried to back onto the bed net distributions because lymphatic filariasis and malaria are both mosquito-borne transmitted diseases. So we try to combine them and encourage the malaria program to work with the LF program to do combined bed net and treatment distribution, but the malaria program is extremely well funded in nearly all countries, and they didn't need any NTDs tagging onto them, and they didn't want any additional work, so we've struggled to combine with any malaria programs. And the risk of obviously being vulnerable to delay. So if the vaccination program, there is a risk that if you tag onto the mother-to-child health days, and then they get delayed, then the NTDs get delayed. And we have like quite a tight donor calendar, and it's quite hard going back to the donors and explaining why everything keeps being delayed, which we're quite powerless to control. So finally, integration with other sectors. So there's to achieve elimination, WHO have identified a broader picture beyond just the traditional preventative chemotherapy. And this is coordinating with other programs such as veterinary public health, which is particularly important for cysticercosis, where there could be a potential interaction between cysticercosis and praziquantel treatment, vector control, and obviously WASH is the big topic on everybody's minds. So I won't talk too much about WASH because I think Mike's going to talk about it next, but this is the water, sanitation and hygiene activities. These are heavily linked with 3 NTDs, soil transmitted helminths, trachoma and schisto. There are integration with other sectors for vector control. So this is an example from Zanzibar where they're doing mollusciciding, or inside residual spraying for mosquito control, which is benefits for LF. So this is a more holistic approach, which is something that we would like to move towards, particularly as we've got countries going towards elimination. There's obviously long-term cost benefits, and we already have programs such as trachoma that are already implementing the F and the A elements as safe, which are face washing and environmental. And now we have programs in Zanzibar where they're doing mollusciciding. So there is a move towards integration with other sectors. The challenges are obviously cost. Interventions such as WASH are extremely expensive, and it's also a skill set that the NTD community doesn't have, and so it's integrating the two communities together.